So, Paige, we have an interview with you. We always start with a question. If you could sum your career up in one word with everything you've done so far, how would you describe it?
If I could describe my career in one word,
Yep.
adventure.
Ooh.
Adventure. If I could add another word to it, a wild adventure. If I could add a third word to it, a wild adventure, a journey. It's. If I don't use adventure, I would use magic.
Should we just have a full sentence and be done with it?
Seriously, like just think about it. Like with my story, with my career, it's been nothing but a wild adventure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I am quite upset because you was
Because you're
literally
long ways and him and I, or Liam and I are normal ways. What's wrong with you, bro? What's wrong? Why are you like that?
no, literally like you was in the UK like less than a month ago, and I was
Yes,
literally like
this is true.
blind
I got
struck.
I got my breaking news. I got my passport.
Yeah, she didn't have a passport before.
Oh,
Well, no, I
okay.
was kind of like dying in a wheelchair. Not the priority.
Fair enough.
But yes, it's true. I made my first trip flying to another country, and I landed in London technically with my layover, but I went to Scotland and did my first um, tour, so to speak. And basically, normally wrestlers like will go to other countries or um, do just different shotgun bookings and like go from booking to booking to booking and like make a tour of it. And where I've been too sick to have a wrestling career, let alone to do a wrestling tour. It was kind of cool that my first experience in another country, I was like, let's max out the experience. Let's make this a tour. So I got to spend like an entire week in Scotland and going to multiple different companies, and it was a blast.
You just need to make your way back down to the UK right now.
Like London.
Yeah, well, try and stay in the middle.
I'm planning on this summer, as early as summer, to go to uh London, Germany, and France to work a couple shows. So like
Okay.
look for the post for that tour.
Definitely will.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Paige, obviously, last time you spoke to us to Jordan, it's been 2 years. I mean, you've done a lot in 2 years, let's be honest.
Yes, that's wild, isn't it? Like you guys I've done a lot of podcasts. Like the one thing I take pride into rebuilding a career that I never even really had. Like normally you go to wrestling school and you wrestle. Well, I went to wrestling school and I ended up being put in a wheelchair. So like how do I make a comeback? How do I find myself into this wrestling community? And 2 years ago, when I taught myself how to walk again. I lost 130 pounds. Like I really fought for my life. And one of the things that drove me during, now we're looking at 8 years. But on my 7 year mark, I was like, I really, really want to get back into the business. And one of the things I did was podcast. Before I started taking these big wrestling moves in the ring, before I started managing, before I started making appearances and doing autographs and different signings and virtual signings, I was doing podcasts and I was getting my story out there and what I did to become a professional wrestler. So you guys are a huge help with us, with our careers. The fans, the public really helps get our message out there on what we're trying to advertise. And my story is something that I feel like is my purpose. And getting sick is something I really wanted to tell people about because wrestling is what made me sick. So 2 years ago, yeah, I apparently was on this podcast, and a lot has really happened since then. Like it's a day and night since the last time you guys spoke to me.
Literally, it's like NWA, JCW. You said you mentioned you lost 130 pounds. You've done, which congratulations, by the way. I've said it before we went on and came on. Incredible.
Thank you. Yes, it is, and I did it organically. I did everything organically without the assistance of pain pills, without the assistance of ketamine infusions. I did this all holistically and organically, and the only thing I took was a medical marijuana card. And then um, when I ended up teaching myself how to walk again, I didn't have to do weight loss pills or weight loss shots, which there's no shame in the people that do need assistance. But I never did weight loss surgeries or those injections. I literally organically just lost 135 pounds. And then, and while battling the most painful disease known to mankind. So it's a wild story. And it really, I can't profuse this enough. Like, I have tasted the most painful pain known to man, and I'm still alive. I battled this without pain pills, and it's molded me into who I am now. So, like, for the past 2 years, building my career in this world, it was on these podcasts. It was making appearances at these cons. It was interacting with the fans and getting my story out there. And then to valet. And then it wasn't enough to valet. I'm a wrestler. I'm not just any manager, any random valet. I'm an actual professional trained wrestler. So get me in there. My body's too sick to run the ropes, but let's do something. So I started being fed into the matches and taking moves. And then now here we are 2 years later. And it's like, wow, look what I've done.
So much, and
Wow.
I don't think you probably give yourself enough credit.
It's okay. So when we spoke last, I was like, I know my story is going to be a book, and I know from being homeless to facing starvation as I became a wrestler, everything was because of wrestling. From my biggest accomplishments and excitements in this world to my biggest traumas and my the worst things that have happened to me. So wrestling, it's a love hate story, and it's something that I feel like people need to hear. I was gonna write a book a year ago. I was gonna write a book 2 years ago, and I'm still writing it. It's almost done, and I feel like each time I talk about my story of being homeless as I trained to be a wrestler, and then being put into a wheelchair during one of my matches, to battling this disease, to being diagnosed with this disease, and then to, which is CRPS, and then to get back into the wrestling world. I'm like, where do I end this book? Where do I end this story? It's my real, very real life, but where do I end this for everyone to be satisfied? And how cool is it that we're in the final chapters? Like, I'm with JCW. I'm getting involved with the NWA, and I think that these are the steps that I need to grow as a human and to grow as an artist and as a professional wrestler, or even if my path is to be just as a manager. Like, these are my little steps into the next realm, in a sense, and I'm excited to share it with you guys.
Absolutely. So for people obviously listening and stuff like that, what was the one thing that obviously kept you going? Obviously, like, was it determination? Was it willpower? Was it both?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
So what was the one thing that kept you going obviously through your whole journey?
Oh gosh. Well, honestly, okay, so I fell in love with wrestling, and that's why being homeless, working Walmart, night shift at Walmart, sleeping out of my vehicle in the daytime without air conditioning, like, what my passion and love to do. I just knew I was going to be a wrestler. I knew this is what I was going to do. So it was no question of the sacrifice and everything that I did. But when I was in that wheelchair, people like, oh, okay, you were, before you got diagnosed, it was 7 years of raw dogging this disease. How did you survive? How did you endure? And it, like, as cringe as it sounds, it literally was the idea of, well, I just had a wrestling accident. I had a wrestling accident. When I'm better, when I'm healed, I'm gonna wrestle again. So just the idea of the love and the drive of the sport is what got me out of the wheelchair, what made me learn how to walk again, and what made me um to survive. But also there was that, the love hate. So my wrestling never owes us anything, but my sacrifice and everything I committed to become a wrestler, this wasn't enough. It's like, you don't get a win, like, you don't get to put me in a wheelchair, make me sick the rest of my life, make me fat as fuck, and then I don't have a fucking career. No, no, no. I'm gonna have a career, and I'm gonna take back. And this is me taking back in the most positive, healthy way I could possibly do. I'm taking back from a business that took so much from me.
Oh yeah, and you've only just gotten better like each year. Like from when I spoke to you in 2024, I could see the determination in your eyes and just like how passionate you are and how
Yeah.
much it means to you. And then to see where you've gone, and I've followed your journey for the last like 2-3 years. It's really remarkable. Like,
And
and it's only
it's
just going to get better.
it's the cliche Hallmark story, the Disney story, but as if that story, that wholesome, organic Cinderella story, mixed with it was directed by Rob Zombie and produced by Kevin Smith. You know, like it's very much human, very much real, very much scary and overwhelming, but this is a wild story that needs to get out there and needs to be told that hey, if you want to do it, you can do it. Well, what about this? Well, the odds can be against you and you could still obtain it. It's all about consistency and it's all about willpower and determination. It's like, how bad do you want it? And a lot is luck, but then again, I don't believe in coincidences. So just if you put yourself out there and are determined, then you can obtain anything. You know, like
Yeah.
I wanted to be a wrestler. Okay, well, if you wanted to be a wrestler, you're going to be homeless. You're going to have to sleep out of your vehicle. There's not going to be any comfort, any help. You are going to have to work a rough job, a physical manual labor job, and all your money's going to go to wrestling school. And still, that's not enough, you know? So we all have our own stories, and it's all about what you make of them, what you make of this life.
Yeah.
So for people obviously is not familiar, tell us obviously a bit about CRPS, where it obviously is and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. All right. So complex regional pain syndrome, CRPS. One of the first diagnosis of CRPS. It's such a rare disease, but it's been around for ages. And I don't quote me, but one of the first cases documented was during like the American Civil War or some time period around that. I don't know, guys. Sorry, don't quote me. I don't have it right in front of me, but it was like a soldier. One of the cases was the exact symptoms of CRPS. So the people that are studying this rare disease and the people that are documenting it have traced it back to as far as that. So it's been around, and it's so ununderstood, and all the surgeries are very much experimental. That's why I'm not brave. I'm not some badass. I was failed by the medical community by not being diagnosed for 7 years. So where I never was offered pain pills or any treatments for it, I refused them for the past 2 years now since my diagnosis. I don't take a lot of people with CRPS. The treatments are like spine stimulators, like these surgeries where they put like chips and different things in your back, and those are experimental and don't really work. You know, like ketamine infusions. Um, my disease is a neurological condition that can spread full body, and there is no cure. And it's rare, and it's activated by some kind of trauma to the body. And my trauma, instead of it being a heart attack or instead of breaking my arm, it was a wrestling accident that activated this disease. And I will have it for the rest of my life. There is no cure, but there are cases of people taking opioids and other different treatments and reaching remission, just like any other um, health condition, like if you get cancer, go to chemo, get your body in remission. So So there is hope of remission, but you'll always carry the sickness and it can be reactivated. So I am at a point in my life where I can't really, where mine's active. I don't want to, I can't have surgeries without it spreading. And like, it's very hard to explain, but it's a gnarly disease and I deal with it every second of every day.
I mean, you're an inspiration to so many. Like, just your story, it's just to where you are now. It's remarkable. Like, how did you go from me speaking to you in 2024 to then losing 130 pounds and then going? How did JCW start with you?
What was that last part?
How did it come about you joining JCW?
I ended up, so when I got back involved with the business, I, of course, started doing podcasts. I started, what could my health allow? Because I hadn't even been on a plane yet. Being on a plane affects my body. Traveling affects my body. So getting back involved with the business, it was like, what can I do? What can I contribute? I'm a wrestler that can't even wrestle. What am I able to do? So I started doing podcasts, started doing interviews, started doing appearances, signings, and ballet spots. And after a year of doing that, I ended up getting on Memphis, Tennessee. It's wrestling. I was on their TV, and I was like, okay, this is like good for my resume, the old school territory days,
Yeah.
Memphis wrestling, like let's go and do the TV. So it's like, it was cool to retrace the steps of legends in a sense. So I am at that stage where I'm like, okay, I want to start taking moves or whatever. So I'm at that stage. I'm down at Memphis doing TV. And one of the other guests, because they invited me in to do a signing, and one of the other guests that day was Violent J. And I was doing a signing just like right next to him or whatever. And I was introduced to him. And then virtually, like, that's how my career at JCW began. I got scouted by Violent J.
That's nice. And then you've worked with Vince Russo and Jasmine St. Clair and Vita as well.
Yes, a lot of people, great people. That everyone at JCW is a family.
What's it like working for Vince Russo?
He's like a dad. Like behind the scenes, he's a really, really kind man. Regardless of what people see online or perceive him as, he's actually a genuinely kind guy. And he always asks me when he sees me, he asks about my health. He asks about my CRPS. Hey, are you okay? Everything okay? He always wants to make sure I'm okay. And then when we're doing these vignettes, he's like right there, hands on with the script. And he lets us have our freedom as well. Obviously, a lot of it improv, a lot of method acting, but he has the blueprints right there, and he's a fun guy. And I'm about to see both of them. I'm about to see Violent J and Vince Russo for the next like 4 days. We have a live show tomorrow, and then in Ohio, and then we're going to be in the Detroit area, and we're doing a lot of TV tapings up there all weekend. So it's going to be a gnarly week.
Nice.
Absolutely. So, what was it like? Obviously, after your journey, being back in front of like wrestling fans, what was that like?
Oh, I loved it. Like honestly, the crowd and the crowd is why I fell in love with wrestling in a sense, because like when I always will remember the moment I fell in love with professional wrestling, and it was at an indie show, and it was me being able to orchestrate and manipulate the crowd as a heel and get that climactic shoot heat. They absolutely despise me. I remember in detail that moment, and that's what made me fall in love with professional wrestling. So to be sick and to be out for so long, and then to get back involved and to be on the indies and grind. It was cool to interact with everyone. And then now the crowds are getting bigger, the venues are getting bigger, and the sets are getting bigger, and it's wild. It's insane being around you guys, but I enjoy every second of it.
Awesome, I like that. So, I read something recently that you want to become the female Paul Heyman.
Yes, we're manifesting that because, like, even though my body is sick, and realistically, even though I will always be a professional wrestler and I am a professional wrestler, I want to go for a job as a manager. And I feel like Paul Heyman, whether people love his career, hate his career, or love the guy personally, shoot, or hate him, shoot, whoever knows him or doesn't know him, put all that aside. Me personally, looking at his career, like as an artist, like yes, I 100% would love to be a female Paul Heyman and have a career like that and be a legend like that, so to say.
Just a follow-up question from that. Who would you like to manage?
LA Knight.
Okay. Any particular reason?
Ooh, Natalia.
Okay. I like that.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. So, talk me through obviously the process of being able to walk in. What was the whole like process for that?
What was the process to what?
Being able to walk in. Do you know what I mean? What obviously what was the thing for that?
To walk?
Yeah.
So a lot of people that learn how to walk, again, like in a sense, like with me, with my chronic pain, like it was what people need to understand is when I was at that stage in my life, I was the fattest my body had ever been. My body was engulfed in CRPS and not understanding what it was and what was happening. My body was screaming, "This is the worst pain you've ever felt." And I didn't know it was the worst pain a human could feel. So, like when you shatter a bone, when you have a heart attack, when you pass a kidney stone, when you have different forms of cancer, like look at the charts, read the charts, the different forms of pain. And mine's the highest pain up there known to man. And I'm organically feeling this. And no one, people think I'm going to just die in that wheelchair, you know, like that no one is there to help. And yet I forced, like, when I forced myself to learn how to walk again, it was in a Planet Fitness. It was in a public gym. It was not in a medical facility where people held my arms and pumped me with pain pills and helped me. I had no pain pills, no ketamine infusions. I had no medical staff helping me. I literally was on a treadmill in a fucking Planet Fitness learning how to walk again. And battling CRPS. It in the home base of CRPS was in my feet. So it was the most torturesome of torture. And it started at the beginning of the year and it took me an entire year to learn how to walk again. And I documented it all and filmed it all. And because I knew no one would ever believe this. But when I taught myself how to walk again, it started. I can only hoist myself out of the wheelchair for like 30 minutes without vomiting and screaming because I was in so much pain. It started 30 minutes the first month into an hour. By the second, third month of the year, I ended up staying in the gym for 2, 3, 4 hours, you know, fighting and vomiting and crying and learning. By the end of the year, I was in a Planet Fitness every single day for 10 hours, learning how to walk again and willing myself to stand and fight. And I did it while battling CRPS. And all I could think about was, I am going to prove these doctors wrong. I'm going to prove everyone wrong. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to fight this and I'm going to win. And I ended up withstanding it, learning how to walk again. And now here we are, and I'm taking wrestling bumps, and it's gnarly. I feel like there's another stage, there's another level, there's another thing that I need to accomplish, and it's a version of that. So I just went through that transformation from the wheelchair back into to society in a sense. Like you can always being in a wheelchair is valid, and having to have a wheelchair is valid, and living a life in a wheelchair is valid. But being a prisoner in this disease is what trapped me in that wheelchair. When I was at that worst stage, I could not bathe myself. I couldn't. I had to be sponge bathed. And it wasn't anything really to do with the weight. It was my disease. I wasn't able to clean myself. I had a bedside toilet. I wasn't able to go to the shower, go to the toilet. I couldn't walk to the bathroom or even get in a wheelchair and go to the bathroom. I had to be put on a toilet next to my bed. And I had to, this is like very real. I had to have people like wipe me and clean me after using the toilet. I was not able to take care of myself. And from that stage to reclaiming my life, it's like I fought for this. I worked hard for this, but it's like God's giving me a second chance. And that is why I'm going to succeed. I can't even say it. I'm going to finish this the right way and accomplish what I need to accomplish in this wrestling world because I couldn't even wipe my own fucking ass.
You can see then, obviously, as you're sharing that, how much emotional. So you, as you were saying that.
I mean, it's like, how dare I have to experience that? Like, no. I went through so much. Was not everyone that has wrestling careers has had to sacrifice like I did, and they still got careers, you know? And it's like I did it the right way. I didn't do it the political way. I didn't play politics. I didn't play games. I didn't sleep my way in the business. I didn't do any of that. I worked for my money, and all my money went to school, and I sacrificed everything just to freaking not be able to wipe my own ass and be crippled and sick the rest of my life and die young. No, I'm not going to die young. I'm going to take back, and I'm going to accomplish something in this wrestling world. And then I'm going to go beyond it. Like, yes, I am a wrestler. Yes, I'm going to have a wrestling career, or even as a manager, I'm going to have a career in this world. Yes. But my life is beyond this. I'm an advocate now. My purpose is to have like a foundation where I can have a facility where I can have like a compound where people can experiment and study rare diseases, and just a foundation where people can help study rare diseases and find cures. Something like that. Like I gotta find it. It's something like that.
So when obviously you got diagnosed with CRPS, sorry,
It's okay.
like you've had to do like so much all over again, and I think what's the words I'm trying to get out? When something happens to someone, like you, so I know what it meant. I'm just trying to get out. So, like, say for example, if I broke my arm, then I couldn't have movement in my arm. But you've got to like learn to do everything again. Like, obviously, you learn how to walk. Do you know what I mean? You had some people help you, to like bathe you and stuff like that. What's some stuff that you are grateful for now that everything is okay?
Everything
If you
is
get
not
one,
okay.
no, like
My
okay.
pain my pain is permanent and still here. And even though one thing people need to be equivalently clear about is right here, sitting right now, I feel the pain I felt in that wheelchair. I feel the pain I felt as I walked. You guys need to understand this disease is permanent. It's spread full body, and I have just learned how to endure and how to tolerate it. But no, the pain never went away. When people were wiping my ass, the pain was still there. When I was able to wipe my own ass myself, the pain is still there. When I was walking on the treadmill for 30 minutes to when I can walk on the treadmill for in moderations for 10 hours a day, I'm still in that pain. It did not go away or lessen. It still 100% was there. And when I want people to know that it is in my organs also, and I'm just I'm battling. I'm struggling and I'm battling, but I don't want people to think that there is no hope. I don't want people just to lay down and die and settle or let this disease consume them to where all their other health deteriorates and then they just not necessarily give up because I don't want to lessen their struggle, but I want people to see that hey, you can overcome regardless of what the doctors say, regardless of what the public and society says. You can overcome these hurdles. So I'm sick. My body hurts. I'm in so much agonizing pain. I'm so sad. But I find the happiness and the joy, and then I find my purpose, and I push through, and I endure to where I'm able to live. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Sorry if I came across. I didn't mean it
No, you're fine.
to.
You're fine. I just want people to understand completely that because like in theory, like okay, so someone breaks their arm or whatever, and then they remobilize it, and then now okay, it might hurt when it rains, but they're fine. My disease is beyond my wrestling injury, which was the ligaments. My disease is beyond me getting crippled. My disease is neurological and it's full body.
Okay. So, are you always in pain? Are you in pain, literally from morning till night?
Yes, it's 24/7. It never stops, and it was activated 9 years ago.
Wow. I mean,
It never stops. It spreads, and there's different versions. There's different quirks of it, but yes, I'm in constant agonizing pain every second of every day.
I'm
It
speechless.
is. My disease is nicknamed the suicide disease. Scientists, doctors, professionals have labeled this the suicide disease because we have the most painful pain a human can feel above childbirth, above amputation, un medicated, like unanesthesia, amputation of a limb. The pain that a human feels, I feel every second of every day for 9 years, and I still have not taken a single pain pill.
Shit.
A lot of
I would.
people with my disease, they take pain pills to withstand it, and some have gone in remission. So, like, there's no yes or no answer to this. I just have not reached remission, and it's caused a lot of really scary health issues.
Wow.
I would honestly say, Paige, that you are like an inspiration for so
Thank
many.
you. Like,
Like,
honestly, I didn't want to be. I didn't
yeah,
ask God for this. I just wanted to be a wrestler, and now all of a sudden, I have to be like this person that's like raw dogging a fucking scary disease for 9 years. Like, it
mhm.
sucks. It sucks, but I'm gonna win this battle.
I followed you for the last 4 years, 3, 4
Thank you.
years since like late 2023 going into 24, and I've seen you come. Do you know like your journey and stuff like that? Like
Thank you. Yeah,
it's
it's been
really
wild.
inspiring. Like what you've gone through. I mean, this like I said to you, this is the second time speaking to you, and the first one you were full of energy then. You're full of energy now. Do you know what I mean? You're one of the nicest people I've come across and spoken to.
Thank you.
Like I've got nothing but great things to say about you. Like you are genuine, like an inspiration to probably so many. And when you said to me that the last time you want to write a book, and you said now that you nearly finished it, like what do you
Isn't
want
that
your
cool?
final chapter? That is really cool. What do you want your final chapter to be in the book?
we are in the final chapters for sure.
Okay.
With me being with JCW and what's coming next, these are the final chapters, and I want people. There'll be more details from what we already know. There'll be more books and a part 2, obviously. But I think that I want to end this year or next year is when I will conclude it. What I'm doing in my career this year and next year, and I don't know. There's a lot of things I'm not allowed to say,
I think you should.
but I think you guys just enjoy this ride because there's really, really magical things happening, and kind people are finding me, and good people, genuine people are finding me, and magic is happening. People are seeing my hard work. People are seeing my dedication. People are seeing my authenticity. People are seeing. There's so many snakes in this business. There's so many bad people in this business. Like in any entertainment world, there's people that are out to get you, out to stab you in the back, and they don't care if it hinders themselves or anyone, as long as there's a lot of gatekeeping and a lot of it's cutthroat, the entertainment world. And good people though are slipping through the cracks, and they're finding me, and they're finding my story, and this is going to be a really, really cool ride. Just wait, and see what happens the rest of this year into next year. So there will be another follow-up within the next 2 years, and you're gonna be like, wow, I don't even recognize you.
I'll probably have you on in like 18 months' time again. But just a question that it's just popped in my head. Well, and I want to say like before I forget because my brain's like a pea.
You're fine.
So obviously, each person's journey is very different. It's
Yeah.
like I've got a life story, and I think my life, obviously at the age of 26, could be like a film. Liam's is probably the same. Yours is definitely the same. Do you know what I mean? If you could have if you could have your life till now, probably within the next 2 years, what you said you got planned, which I'm really looking forward to because anything you do turns into magic. So, if you could have anyone play you in a film from your life story, who would it be?
Ooh, probably Shirley Temple, but she's like dead, but like if I could think of any actor who could have played me, probably Shirley Temple.
Who's
Or
current?
current, I don't know talent wise because we could always find someone. Okay, actually, no. This is going to be so funny because she played Paige in Paige's documentary, but or Soraya or whatever. I'm bad with names, but who's
Florence
that?
Pugh, innit?
I think that she would be the closest fit to that looks like me and that is a very gifted actor.
Yeah, I can see that.
But besides her, maybe I don't know what she looks like present day, but do you remember that movie, The Little Rascals, that came out? And the little Darla in the battle, she was like the love interest. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever she looks like nowadays, because I always got compared to her as a little kid, like that we looked alike. I like my baby photo and her baby photo, so maybe her, but I don't know her name or if she's even acting.
Okay.
But yeah.
Would you like your like life, obviously within the next 2 years, would you like it to be a film?
Within the next 2 years.
As to where not in the sorry, let me rephrase that. Not within the next. You said within the next like year or two, you got like some more magical stuff happening.
That's what I feel like will be the end of the book. So if you take the book and make it into a movie, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Later on in my life, yeah, I do. Do I want it? I mean, it'd be cool, I guess. Like, it's not really a huge fantasy of mine, but will it happen? 1,000%. Like, yes. I just like I knew for some reason there was going to be a book about me. I know that there's going to be a movie about this. There's going to be a doc series about this, and like within the next couple years, as I drop my book, that I'm going to drop a real doc series about my life, and then or film, either or, and then later on, um, there will be a film about this. I know it because it's just this is what movies are made of. This is what like this is wild. Like the stuff I've endured, the things, even things that the public don't even know yet, like the horrible things I've endured throughout my entire life. This is one for the books. And I gotta, for that principle alone, not even for my own ego or my own benefit, just for the sake of this story, I can't just end it now.
Raise awareness into it.
Yeah.
I also think determination as well. That obviously needs to be a thing for yourself because you've been determined to literally do everything. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, from obviously going to what, going back to obviously to wrestling, working wrestling. Do you know what I mean? You got to be proud of that.
I'm proud of it, but also I'm really stubborn. Like, it's insane what we do.
Yeah, I think we're our own worst enemy.
How long have we been on, boys?
40.
40? What time is it?
9. Well,
It's
9 our time.
So exactly?
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys want to end it with one more question?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wrap it up.
I've enjoyed this, but I got 5 more.
Okay.
Do you wrap it up one breather?
So, Paige, what's an inspirational message from yourself?
Shoot for the moon, and you'll land in the stars, guys.
I like that. So, where
Yes.
can people find you? And
All
on
over
behalf of
social
me
media.
and
All over
Liam,
social media. Find me, support me, follow me. You guys, I have a wild story, and I hope that I can help people with my story.
it's not just helping people, you're an inspiration to many people as well. So,
Stop,
on behalf-
babe. You're so kind. Thank you. Thank you for
It's
being
true,
kind
man.
to me.
on behalf of me and Liam, thank you for coming on. I'm going to let you say the outro and then I will end it.
Me? I don't fucking know
Yeah.
the outro. Shit.
You say whatever you want.
Oh. Adios. No. See you guys.